Hello, Lynn Watts here from Wyatt the Wonder Dog, and today I want to talk about some different strategies that you can use with students as they set goals, and especially to help them be successful with their goals. So I think too often we talk about goals at some point in the school year. We maybe teach students how to set SMART goals, and we put the goals in place, and then at some point way down the road, we check back in to see if they've accomplished those goals. That can be a pretty discouraging way to work on goals. And students, and quite honestly, even as adults, many times we don't know what to do with those goals and what are the strategies and techniques for being successful with goals once we set them. So I'm going to tell you 5 things today that I think can be helpful as you're working with students in goal setting. So the first one, and this one I think perhaps seems obvious, but it's important to break goals down into smaller steps. So generally speaking, we set a goal that is a big goal. It's a bit of a stretch for us. And then we need to identify what are the steps along the way that will help a student accomplish those goals. So for instance, if we set a goal about improving, let's say, a grade in a particular subject, then we want to identify what are the steps that they need to go through in order to do that. Goals obviously don't magically happen simply because we wrote them down on a piece of paper. So we maybe want to talk to them about how much time do you spend studying? How do you study? How often do you study? Any other, attendance perhaps could come in there. So there are a lot of different ways to look at goals. The second strategy that I think is useful when we're talking about goals is to find a way to celebrate progress. And again, this is not something that you want to do at the very end of the time period when hopefully they've accomplished a goal, but maybe set up some small steps in between. So perhaps once a month, you take a look at the goal, what they've accomplished with that goal, and celebrate any progress that they've made. The third strategy for accomplishing goal is to have some sort of visual reminder for that goal. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. They can create a poster, they can create a vision board, they can actually create a chart where they chart progress with a goal. I think something where a student is charting progress is a very useful way to do it. So think about what are some different ways that you can keep that goal front and center in terms of attention for the student. The fourth strategy is to model goal setting. So I think it's important to point out adults that set goals, and this can be anything from perhaps sports figures that set goals to yourself personally goals that you've set, other adults in the school, anything like that can be a good way to model goal setting. And then the final thing that can be very important in terms of goal setting is to create an accountability partner. So you want to pair students up with someone else that can help hold them accountable for working on the goal, for making progress on the goal, for encouraging them with the goal. And you may want to set up a particular time, perhaps once a week, where those partners sit together, talk about their goal, talk about what they've done for the week in terms of that goal, and talk about progress and how they can encourage each other. Accountability partners have actually been shown to be one of the key factors for being successful with any goal. So those are 5 different strategies to help motivate students and to help them be successful with their goals. Thanks for listening.